Welcome back to the channel. I'm a little upside down in this 1440. I'm going to have 3 videos coming out on this machine right here. The first one that will be coming out is, and I was almost finished with the video, was changing out this shifting lever. The rivets were bad down in this area right here, and had it almost all put back together, and I found out I had an issue. So I'll show you what the issue was. This cam right here, this is a transmission that it came out of. You can see it's tweaked a little bit this way and a little bit this way. And the reason that is going to be a problem is it's going to, the rod that goes to the dash here is going to hit the fan. So I thought I could put a bar in there and bend it back, and I end up cracking and breaking that shift lever right there. It's cast iron. So I broke that. And more I thought about it, I walked away from the situation, and I knew that at that point I was going to have to change the transmission or that lever. So I noticed that it didn't have 3/8 bolts holding in the axle housing. It had 7/16. So I thought this machine needs a new transmission. So the more I thought about it, I thought, you know what? I've been asked by different people to take a 1440 and turn it into hydraulics, and I just had a good 1641 come in with a great transmission, and you can see this one here is pretty clean. And it's a new style because it has that style dipstick in it. And this style dipstick is a lot better because it just pulls out instead of unscrew, because you do get them cross-threaded on the ones that you have to screw out. So this is how we're going to make it. We're going to put one in with live hydraulics. They run them on the back on these hydraulic units, and we're going to install that right into this 1440. So we're going to have 3 videos. Number 1, it'll be on the shift lever change. Second will be on the transmission. Third, we're going to put the hydraulic system in and show you how easy that is. So obviously, this video right here, we're going to put the transmission in. We're going to put that dry shaft. It's right by that Milwaukee gun right there. We're going to put it on that shaft. I'll show you how easy that is to do. First thing we're going to do is put on the coupling for the CV type. Now, not too long ago, I did a video. I changed that 1211 over to CV style. I changed it out to a Cyclops rear end. What a difference it makes. I'm going to have a video coming out on that machine. You cannot believe how much smoother with that 12 horse. That has an M12 in it. But you cannot believe how smooth it is, especially with an M12, a K12, and you take an M12, they vibrate really bad. So that CV style really took a lot of the vibration right out of it, because a lot of it's in the dry shaft. A Cyclops besides the hood, which I liked the looks of a hood, was actually the best Cadets probably ever built. The only issue they had, and I don't care which one it was, they did have a lot of electrical issues. Put some WD-40 on it, should make a lot of difference. There. Make sure you put the washers on there. They're 1/4 inch. If you don't, the fan is gonna probably come off. Now this 1440, it'll make it a lot better machine with having hydraulics. I like the lever lift manual, but the hydraulics are surely nice. It's like power steering. You don't think you really need power steering, but once you have it, it's tough to go back without it. Now I'm not going to use the Allen on the other side. I'm just going to put a pair of vice grips on the back side. You don't have to over tighten them. Now we're ready to put the transmission right in. We'll get it on a floor jack and we'll install it. Now, one thing, like always, have your brake lever held back. You want it like this, and the reason why is you don't want it to get caught on that cross shaft right there. If you do, and I think that was the issue why they bent it up, they forced it back around instead of taking off the cross shaft or taking the transmission back out, because I believe that transmission was out at one time. So you want to have it in the vertical position just like that, and you won't have any issue. Now, another thing is we're going to guide that CV dry shaft, and we're going to shoot it right through on the right-hand side of the steering box. Now, I should have a stand or something to put these in, but I have really good success with a floor jack. Now, you might have to spread the frame a little bit, and obviously this one here I have to. Now, I sprayed the frame down with WD-40, and the reason I did that, so it slides a little bit easier. It does make a lot of difference. And this one here is fighting a little bit. Now, when you have that dry shaft put in there, you're usually pretty close. We're going to tip that up just a little bit, and we should be able to get this one right in. There it goes. Now, before we tighten them, we're going to go right to the other side, put them bolts in. Then we're going to put the fronts in. Now, I know I've said this before, this is one of my favorite jobs. I absolutely love putting a transmission in. I used to sweat it. I'd rather put a transmission in than I would a motor any day of the week. Now, the front bolts have a lock washer and a very, very thick washer. So you have to put the thick washer on the inside. We're going to tip it up just a little. Takes 9/16 on the bottom here. And there we go. We weren't as far off as I thought. Okay, now we're going to go to the other side. I'm not going to tighten anything up until I have the bolts in the other side, and then we're going to zip them right in. Now, I think this machine will be really good with hydraulics in it. That one was lined right up. We're going to tighten the front ones first. Takes a 9/16. These are 3/8 bolts. We'll go to the other side. We're going to tighten up the bottom first, and then we're going to do the top. You see right there, start drawing the case right in. So that will make your machine a lot more rigid. So. Now you're going to want to, after you get it all assembled, you want to retighten it, especially after you use it a little bit. It doesn't hurt to tighten them up once or twice a year, especially on the supers. The supers, them frames walk on them. One thing you want to make sure is your turnbuckle right here is for your brakes. You want to make sure that's free. This one here is. But these, if you have a super, you understand, especially if you have a Haven blade on the front. If you have a Haven blade or you have a deck, especially a blade, when you go over a bump or anything, you can feel it right in the seat. We're going to hook up the brake lever, and then we're going to finish up the other. We'll see where we're at. I think the brakes are set. And we're pretty close right there. We're going to put the pin in it. We're going to put the brake spring in also. And what I was saying, to finish up the other video, I'm probably going to on the shifting lever one, I'm going to have to get that strap back so I can get the brakes on it. Now, like I was saying, I'm going to get the brake lever hooked up, the spring, finish up the other video on the shifting lever, and hopefully today, if I don't have too many customers in, it's a Monday. Mondays aren't one of my busier days. Last week it was, but we'll get the hydraulics on it, and I'll film that also. So be watching the channel. Like I always say, there's a lot of stuff going on here per day. I ran new gas line yesterday. To be honest, I didn't have to. It was brand new. It was in there. I probably shouldn't have. And it was Gates fuel line, so it was good stuff. You pay a little bit more for Gates here and there. In my opinion, I think it's worth a little bit more, but that's just my opinion. Gas line is awfully expensive. A gentleman that works at a Cub Cadet dealer, one of my really good friends, I call him Cub Cadet God, says Tecumseh makes a very good gas line. I've never used it. He says it costs a little bit more, but it's well worth it. We're gonna loosen that up just a tad. The brake pads are nearly new. And there we go. Now I have another video coming out. Yours truly ran into his brand new four-wheeler with that 1606. And I changed the brakes on an 82 series or a 1606. It's an easy job. You know, with a hydrostat, you really don't need a lot of brakes. You can look right down and see this machine here has excellent brakes on it. So if you have a standard shift machine, brakes are not an option. They're something that are kind of mandatory. I wasn't awfully happy. I did not crack the fenders on my new four-wheeler. I shouldn't call it new. I've had it for a year. It's been sitting in a storage building. We're going to put the brake lever on. We're going to definitely lube all that up. Like I was saying, I've never had a job I enjoy so much. I haven't taken a day off in 5 years, and that includes holidays. I just absolutely love what I do. Put that washer on there. You have to have the washer. Now, I use quick pins. I do not use the cotter pins, and I'll tell you why. If you're going to ever have to take it back apart, you sure don't want them in there. Them cotter pins. I've had some that fought me for a long time getting them out. Now the next thing I'm going to do is put the brake spring in. This isn't the worst job in the world. Now I spray it down with WD-40 and it will make a lot of difference. This end right here I put around the pin in the front. And this, if you use a rope, I know I've shown this before, this is actually an easy job. We're going to move the gas line out of the way here. Actually, I'll move it so you can see a little bit better. And then we have it around there. We're going to take the rope out. Pliers, because I didn't get it quite correct, but it's good enough. There it is. And there we go. Transmission's in. The only thing I don't have hooked up is this lever right here. I'm going to do that on the next video. Thank you so much for tuning in. And this is going to be a 3-part video. So this transmission's in. This will make it a lot nicer having hydraulic lift on it. So thank you. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so. And like I always say, I'll never run out of videos. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.